The power grid flatlined. Food chains imploded. Every city became an open-air laboratory, running one brutal experiment. Who adapts, persists, and outthinks entropy. Forget feel-good manuals. This is the version written by people who've had to run field tests with their own blood pressure. Rule 1 trust is a biochemical risk, not a virtue. Your brain is wired to seek groups because oxytocin rewards social bonding. But oxytocin also increases tribal aggression and lowers suspicion, which is lethal in collapse. You see a fire. Your limbic system whispers safety. Reality says hierarchy. And hierarchy says you're replaceable. Stay solo unless resource demand forces cooperation. And if you join, sleep lightly. Observe micro behaviors. Gaze fixation on your pack. Uneven food distribution. People whispering when you approach. Those are pre-violence indicators. Human nature doesn't evaporate after society falls. It mutates. Rule 2. Water is a chemical equation with consequences. Clear does not equal clean.
Clear now.
Pathogens thrive in untreated surface water because temperature, pH, and organic loads skyrocket after collapse. Giardia attaches to your intestinal lining, gives malabsorption, gives dehydration. Coli perforates tissue, gives sepsis. Cholera strips electrolytes, gives fatal arrhythmia. Boiling works because most microbes denature at Y-100 degrees Celsius. Solar stills exploit evaporation, condensation cycles only HA, O molecules migrate. Layered filtration, cloth gives charcoal, gives sand, reduces turbidity, increasing boil efficiency by lowering heat loss. Bad water is a delayed grenade. Clean water is an economic system. Rule 3. Fire is a physics problem with social predators attached. Light intensity decays with distance, but in absolute darkness, even a tiny flame has a contrast ratio thousands of times higher than the environment. In other words, your fire is visible far beyond where you think it is. The Dakota-style pit uses natural convection to reduce smoke oxygen intake below, combustion chamber underground, heat rising through a narrow outlet. Less scatter, less glow. Heat is thermodynamics. Safety is strategy. Confuse the two, and you become a cautionary data point. Rule 4. Your body is engineered hardware. Maintain it. Guns and tools are external tech. Your physiology is built-in tech-fast twitch fibers for sprinting, neuroreflex arcs for reaction, and leverage mechanics for fighting. You don't need to be huge. You need acceleration. Predators win the first 3 seconds. VOC max. Oxygen efficiency dictates whether you fight or faint. Motor memory. Trained instinct outpaces conscious thought by 200 to 300 milliseconds. Train explosively, not elegantly. The apocalypse has no style points. Rule 5 sound is a physics signal, not a mistake. Sound waves bounce off buildings, traveling farther in empty cities due to reduced absorption. That means one clatter can echo like a broadcast. Move with micro adjustments. Heel lifted, weight distributed along the outer foot edge, diaphragm controlled breaths. If something hears you, sprinting is the best option. Human hearing localization drops drastically once the sound source moves unpredictably. Noise is a vector. Silence is control. Rule 6 knowledge is the only renewable resource. Food spoils. Batteries corrode. Fuel oxidizes. But skills compound. Foraging works because plants follow ecological rules. Certain species co-occur. Certain shapes signal toxicity. Milky sap. Almond scent equals cyanogenic compounds. Fire techniques rely on friction-generated heat exceeding ignition temperature. Wound care depends on microbial inhibition and osmotic pressure. Learn now. Practice often. Your brain is the storage device that doesn't get looted. Rule 7. Pain is diagnostic, not moral. Treat pain like telemetry. Sharp pain gives tissue damage. Throbbing gives inflammation. Heat plus streaks gives lymphatic spread. Odor gives anaerobic bacteria. Honey works due to low water activity, acidity, and hydrogen peroxide release. Garlic releases allicin, an antimicrobial compound. Willow bark contains salicin, precursor to aspirin. Ignoring pain is not bravery. It's self-sabotage of the only machine keeping you alive. Rule 8. Sleep is neural maintenance, not luxury. Skipping sleep tanks. Reaction time. Working memory. Spatial awareness. Impulse control. After approximately 48 hours, the brain initiates microsleeps, involuntary shutdowns caused by a TP depletion. You can walk, hold a weapon, even negotiate while your cortex disconnects. And then you collapse into danger without noticing. Sleep is survival code that must run daily. Rule 9. Hope must be rationed like calories. Humans default to optimism bias. It's evolutionary. It keeps tribes moving. But optimism also leads to risk underestimation and confirmation bias. Rumors of safe zones trigger dopamine release, impairing logic.
Food and shelter are available.
That's how people walk into mass graves, believing in salvation. Triple source verification isn't paranoia, it's good epistemology. Hope is fuel. Blind belief is poison. Rule 10. Your mind is the primary threat vector. Under starvation, your prefrontal cortex loses glucose first. Under fear, your amygdala hijacks decision-making. Under loneliness, your brain invents threats to fill the void. Write down decisions. Force analysis. Externalize thinking so panic can't overwrite logic. Most deaths aren't caused by the environment. They're caused by cognitive malfunction. Rule 11. Scent is biology's oldest surveillance tool. Human scent disperses as a volatile organic compound plume carried by wind gradients. Dogs can detect it even at parts per trillion. Ash reduces microbial odor because it changes skin pH and binds organic molecules. Mud masks scent by reducing evaporation of skin VOCs. Approach from downwind, so your scent cone travels behind you, not ahead. Predators use smell before sound. Animals do too. Humans just forgot. Rule 12. Routine creates data patterns. Data gets exploited. Every repeated behavior generates a predictive model. Same route, same shelter, same timing. Anyone watching can map your frequency and intercept you with minimal effort. Randomized to break pattern recognition algorithms, biological or human. Unpredictability is defensive chaos. Rule 13. Bartering is applied psychology.
I'll give you 2 cans of beans. Take it or leave it.
Revealing your supply inventory gives opponents a resource map. Desperation shifts your micro-expressions. Eye dilation, lip tension, micro-tremor signals any half-aware trader can exploit. Bring decoys. Never stand with your back exposed. And plant a poison pill item, not literal poison, but something trackable, unique markings, scent tags, improvised tracer powder, crushed glow pigment or ash mixture. Trade is a cold negotiation of risk versus leverage. Rule 14. Cold kills through physics and physiology. Body heat escapes via conduction, convection, radiation, and evaporation. Moisture accelerates all 4. Hypothermia begins when core temp drops below 35 degrees Celsius. Fine motor control fails first, then reasoning, then consciousness. If your hands can't clench tightly, your muscles are losing ATP efficiency. You're on the clock. Stay dry, layer smart. Vent excess heat to avoid sweat. The cold isn't dramatic. It's mechanical. Rule 15. Isolation is a psychological toxin. Build covert networks. Complete solitude degrades cognition, heightened cortisol, impaired risk assessment, auditory hallucinations. But open alliances are dangerous. So form asymmetric alliances. They know your skills.
We are located near the old highway.
We repeat, we have...
They owe you favors. They never learn your location, routes, or stores. You remain a statistical ghost, present enough to gain benefits, absent enough to avoid attachment or betrayal. You don't need friends. You need nodes in a survival network. 15 rules. No guarantees. Just a scientifically improved chance of waking up tomorrow instead of cooling down. The world burned. You didn't. Keep it that way.